Guys, so I decided I was going to make a video for you guys. This is actually my new computer. I wanted to go over it with you guys, show you guys what I got. Completely redid the computer, completely new motherboard, completely new CPU, new water cooler, brand new graphics cards. It's got a M.2 SSD. It's got I put a 120 gig Kingston SSD in there. There's a 2 terabyte Seagate barracuda. Redid the fan configuration, so you got 3 120s in the front, one 140 on the back, and then there's 2 140s up top for the cooler. Right now I'm just getting Firestrike going, and this is also a new monitor. This is a Lenovo Y27G. It's their curved monitor, so you can see the contour kind of. It's an AMD FreeSync monitor, however I don't have FreeSync on right now. So get that to focus. Yeah, I don't have FreeSync on right now just because for the testing purposes it doesn't like FreeSync for some reason. But I mean, you can see the the picture on it's just beautiful. I can't say enough about this monitor. It really is just gorgeous. Colors on it are just amazing. But real quick, reason I'm running Firestrike is I'm running a overclock test right now. I overclocked the crap out of my 2 XFX XFX RX 480 RS version. I do have both RS versions, so I have the white and I have a red. I originally was just going to get 2 whites, but Best Buy ran out of the white one, and I ordered the red one from Amazon. But just so you guys can see the frames per second, I'm talking 130 to 140 frames per second in Firestrike. I think this is the fastest and best any computer I've ever had was capable of doing that. Right now we're at 130 frames per second, 140, and that was just like the first test. I think the lowest it got for graphics right there was 90, in the upper 90s. So while it's doing all this, I'll tell you what the rest of it is in there. I have a Crucial M.2 SSD. It's a 512 gigabyte SSD. I have the MSI Pro Carbon X370 motherboard. Right now it's running at about 130 frames per second. Low end was 90. But anyway, to continue, there's 4 sticks of Corsair LPX RAM. It's 3000 megahertz RAM, but currently the drivers for the motherboard are what's limiting it. Right now they were only able to get it to clock up to 2666 megahertz. So the RAM still is running underclocked. It's not running at its full clock speed yet. And it's because, again, MSI hasn't been able to unlock the XMP profile for the motherboard yet, so it's been having its issues. Now this test on my 8370, I was never able to get over 14 frames per second. It's running at 56 frames per second right now. 56 frames per second. That's nuts. Anyway, back to the motherboard and CPU. CPU is a RYZEN 7 1700. I didn't go for the Big Daddy. I didn't go for the the 1800X or the 1700X. I went for the lowest tier. Now, if I had the highest tier 1800X, I'm pretty sure I'd be crapping all over scores right now. But I wasn't going to go and dump $500 on a CPU. I'd rather dump the $500 on the graphics. rendering and stuff like that really wasn't that big a deal to me. And even then, like, I had done the reading, and the 1700 was, you know, more than enough, more than capable of doing everything. And I mean, it's proving it right now. Like, this is one of the hardest parts of this test, and it just ran it at like 19 to 20 frames, 26 frames per second. About to see what my score is. That's the highest score I've ever gotten. So we're talking 16,793. That's awesome. Just for comparison. Alright, so this is what it is. 94 percentile. In the upper 94 percentile. 4K gaming PC, the highest, or one of the higher ones, is a 17,805. Let's go to my results. Somewhere down here I know I have a Firestrike test with my 390. So this was my highest one with my 390, was a 9951. And that was with my FX 8370. So that just, I mean, I literally almost doubled it. I think I actually did double it. That's insane. My time spy score, I just wanted to show you guys this. This was with one graphics card. This was with the other graphics card installed. And this was not overclocked. This was a score with it, with both cards in it, but not overclocked on the graphics cards. And this was my final score when I fully overclocked it. I will tell you, when you do overclock these cards, there is an actual tutorial on how to do it, and they were spot on. The only thing that it didn't include in the reading was that you should increase the power limit to plus 20%. And I did all that through the, go in here, you go to game, global settings, and you use the global Wattman. The reason you use global Wattman instead of using the MSI Afterburner, which is what's running to the left of it, global Wattman won't let you overclock it past what the graphics cards can do. So what I was told is leave this completely alone. Don't touch the memory one bit, just because it doesn't like to play. And what you do is you go to power limit down here and do it to 20%. So when I did that, it's been just ridiculous. Like, you could see it was a 400 point increase from not without the power increase. It was, you know, literally a 400 point difference. And then this was, I didn't run it, you know, prior to doing the power increase. I probably should, just to see what the score difference is. But that's an insane score. That's a really good score. I'm thoroughly happy with that. I just want to see where it compares. Yeah, a graphics score of 25,207. It had a physics score of 17,475, and a combined score of 4,715. That's awesome. But you can see right here, the RAM isn't running at its full 3,000 megahertz, you know, which is what the RAM is. It's DDR4, 3,000 megahertz RAM. Right now, it's only capable of running at 2660. Is what it's claiming to be. It should be 2666, and if I actually pull it up, it does say 2666. Let me pull up MSI Commander. So you can see right here, it says 2666. So it is running at that, the computer's freaking awesome. Let me know what you guys think. I know I told you guys I would never do another MSI computer again, but for the price I got this motherboard at, and honestly the motherboard I wanted was the Gigabyte Aros one. and the problem was is that I placed the order, and it wouldn't have came until April 28th is what the expected date was on that. April 28th. Literally sold out so fast. This one I even had to give Newegg hell for, and I'll never order from Newegg again, just based on their customer service from this motherboard. I ordered it the week before RYZEN CPUs came out, and pre-ordered, and the motherboard didn't show up until almost a week past when they said it was supposed to come, and I paid for 2-day shipping too. So, but long and the short of it, this computer is an absolute monster. The only thing I didn't upgrade on this computer is the 850 watt power supply, which I'm still considering doing, just because I want to make sure it has clean power delivery, especially being I'm overclocking everything, including the CPU. The CPU is supposed to be able to go to 3.7 megahertz, but again, I think it's because the motherboard won't allow it to. So I'm gonna actually try to figure out what's going on with that, but the CPU is supposed to be able to go to 3.7 gigahertz with the turbo enabled, but for some reason it's only turboing up to 3.5 megahertz. So it's still, it's still a good, CPU, and it still is absolutely monstrous. Like, I have had zero issues running any games, even including the new Battlegrounds. It runs beautifully. The only problem with Battlegrounds is that it's such a new game still, that it's still got a little bit of bugginess to it. And I guess that could also be part of the FreeSync issue. With the, I have the experimental drivers currently, just because I like to, have the latest and updated driver. So it's running with the most experimental driver capable for the XFX graphics cards. But I mean, just look at like the picture on this monitor is just unreal. Everybody, everything I've read, said that this monitor had a really poor picture. Guys, I don't see it. Even these 24-inch monitors, it had, really nice picture, but this one is just unreal. And for a curved monitor at $400, how can you say no? But anyway, I hope you guys like the update. I'm gonna get this posted right now. If you guys have any questions about the computer, let me know. I'll try to help you out as much as I can. I did have my issues with the computer, so getting it set up was not an easy task. Especially getting all the drivers corrected and everything, getting up and running correctly was a real pain in the ass. But like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. Computer's an absolute monster. I've used this case over and over again, and I absolutely love my Corsair Air 540. So, but let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll answer. Alright, have a good one.